How's it going, everyone? It is the investing guy here, and today I have an amazing video for you guys. We are going to be comparing the Crypto.com card with the Voyager card. I don't have the Voyager card yet. It has not yet been released. They are going to release it later on in January. So let's just imagine that this is my Voyager card. The Voyager card. If you follow my channel at all, you know that I am huge on Voyager. But today I am going to try my best to be as unbiased as I can so that you can get a clear picture as to which card is better for you, or maybe even a combination of cards might be the best way to go. But anyways, let's get right into the video. If you haven't yet subscribed, guys, really fast, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. I do want you guys to know that every 50 subscribers, I am giving away one of these Voyager hoodies. So we are super close to our next hoodie giveaway. We are going to be looking at various different things when it comes to these cards. We are going to keep the tally of the score here on this whiteboard. As you can see, we have Crypto.com here, and then we have Voyager over here. So at the end of this video, we'll see which one gathers the most tallies, and well, that's going to be our winner. So let's get right into our first thing. All right, so the first big difference that we see is that the Crypto.com card is a Visa card, while the Voyager card is a MasterCard. They're both debit cards, and I'll go more into that later on in the video. But the first thing we want to see is one better than the other? Is Visa better than MasterCard or anything like that? I did do some research, and I didn't really see a big difference. They're pretty much similar on all aspects. The only thing is that Visa is more widely accepted than MasterCard. I have run into this issue where I did try to pay with MasterCard. For example, at Costco, they don't accept any MasterCard, at least here in California. Or all the Costcos that I've gone to, they don't accept any MasterCard. So that was one big issue there with my MasterCard. I couldn't pay at certain places, whereas with Visa, it's pretty much accepted everywhere. I've never been to a place where they say, oh, we don't accept Visa, we only accept MasterCard, right? But I have been to places where they say we only accept Visa. That's a little something to think about. So for the first point, we are going to give it to Crypto.com. So there we go. The first point does go to Crypto.com. So let's give them the point there. There it is, one tally for Crypto.com. Voyager has 0. Let's go on to the next thing. The next thing that we are going to look at is going to be the looks of the card. I don't actually have a physical Voyager debit card in my hands, but I do have the physical Crypto.com card in my hands. And let me tell you guys that this is a beautiful card. It is a metal card, very heavy, and this card will catch some attention wherever you take it, right? Whereas the Voyager card is going to look something like this here. We already know that this is going to be a plastic card. So from the first look of it, I mean, just when it comes to looks, here you go. This is what it looks like. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to say that the Crypto.com card does look a lot better. It looks a lot fancier than the Voyager card. So again, for this point, I am going to give it to Crypto.com, so let's go ahead and give it to Crypto.com. All right, so another point for Crypto.com. Things aren't looking so great for Voyager. Hopefully they can catch up on some other things, but there we go. Crypto.com has 2 points, whereas Voyager has 0 points. Okay, for this next thing, we are going to look at the fact that these are both debit cards, right? So the way that this works, I want you to think of kind of like a top-up card, right? A card where you add cash and then you can spend it. That's kind of the way that both of these cards work, right? Crypto.com, you do need to add some cash in there so that you can spend it. Same thing with Voyager. You add some USDC and then you can spend it. So the number one thing that we're going to look at is what happens to that cash that you don't spend. Well, in Crypto.com, the cash that you add in here that you don't spend, well, nothing really happens to it. It just kind of sits there. So not a big issue, right? Which is usually what happens to regular debit cards. Your cash just sits there. Usually if you have it in a bank, it's earning hardly anything. But over here in Voyager, this is very, very interesting because you do get 9% on the USDC that you hold. So 9% annually. That is huge, right? So let's say that you have $10,000 on there that you're not using. You would earn $900 for that year. And for this round, I am going to have to give it to Voyager. All right, so there we go. Voyager got its first point. So if we look at this now, Crypto.com does have 2 points and Voyager has 1 point. So let's go on to the next aspect that I'm going to look at for these debit cards. All right, for the next thing that I'm going to look at, the ease of entry. So how much do you need to enter, and which one's going to be easier to work your way up the tiers, right? So if you look at the tiers here, we're going to look at which one is easier to enter and make your way down over here. And we do see that you need to have $400 worth of CRO staked, which means that you cannot you can't take that money out for a certain amount of period, right? A staking period, I think that they have a 1 month, 2 month, and then a 3 month. So for the first tier, you do need $400 worth of CRO. The next tier, you need $4,000 worth of CRO. The third tier, or the fourth tier, whatever you want to call it, you do need $40,000 worth of CRO. Well, whereas the last tier here, you need $400,000 worth of CRO. So I don't know about you guys, but this seems very unrealistic for me. Even this over here seems very unrealistic. The two tiers that I would pay attention to would be these here. I'm currently on this tier here, so hopefully maybe in the future I can get to this tier. But as of now, I am content staying in this tier. All right, for Voyager, we do have these tiers here. You have 3 current tiers. We have Adventurer, which is 500 VGX. VGX is currently at around $3, so that means that you would need about $1,500 to enter the Adventurer tier. This tier over here is 5,000 VGX. Again, VGX is at $3, which means you would need about $15,000. And then to reach the top tier, you would need about $60,000. So if we look at these here, I think these are a little bit more evenly spread out than the Crypto.com. These are just very huge leaps. For example, to go from 400 to 4,000, it's quite a big leap. And then to go from 4,000 to 40,000, another big leap. And then from 40,000 to 400,000, another huge leap. So I do like the way that these are a little bit more spaced out, a little bit more evenly. To actually make your way to the top tier, I think it's a lot easier on Voyager compared to Crypto.com. I think it's very unrealistic, the tiers that they have here, whereas Voyager over here, these are a lot more realistic, and I do feel like people can actually work towards reaching these tiers here. So for this round, I am going to give it to Voyager. Okay, so there we go. Another round that goes to Voyager, and it looks like these two are tied. Right now, we have 2 points for Voyager and 2 points for Crypto.com. So let's go on to the next round and let's see, well, who wins this next round. We are going to look specifically at the cashback. Instantly, we see that Crypto.com does offer 1% cashback over here. They do offer 2% cashback if you're in the Ruby Steel. They offer 3% cashback if you're in the Royal Indigo or Jade Green. And then they do offer 5% cashback if you're in the Rose Gold, Icy White tier. And then 8% cashback if you are in the Obsidian tier. Whereas Voyager does offer 1% cashback if you are in the Adventurer tier. Then they do offer 2% cashback if you are in the Explorer tier, and then they do offer 3% cashback if you are in the Navigator tier. So just by looking at this here, I am going to have to give this round to Crypto.com. I think if you are a big spender and you're looking specifically at cash back, then you probably might want to go with Crypto.com. I do want to let you guys know that you do need a tremendous amount of capital in order to make it to the 8% cashback area here. For me, I don't see myself ever reaching this here, so I don't even think about this as a possibility. Same thing here. I don't think I would ever put $40,000 to reach this tier here either. So I do see myself maybe one day reaching this tier, but that's probably going to be about it. But again, the cashback round does go to Crypto.com because they do offer more cashback on whatever you spend. So there we go. Another round that goes to Crypto.com. And right now, it looks like Crypto.com does have the edge over Voyager. We have 2 more rounds left, so let's see who takes these last 2 rounds. For this next round, we are going to look specifically at the platform because if you do get the card, then you do need to be worried about where your cash is, where you're going to handle topping off your debit card. The Voyager platform is a beautiful platform. It is on Android and iPhone, so if you do want to use the Voyager app, go ahead and use my referral code down below. I would greatly appreciate that. You will get $25 free of Bitcoin, and you will also help out my channel. I have used both the Voyager and the Crypto.com platform, and instantly, guys, I am going to tell you out of personal experience, I would recommend the Voyager app over the Crypto.com app, though they do both have their different reasons why you would want to get on there, right? I believe that Crypto.com does have certain cryptos that Voyager does not, and vice versa. My experience with the Voyager app has been great. I've never had to pay any extra fees or anything like that, where over here at Crypto.com, I've only made a few trades, and I do recall one time having to pay about a $30 fee. I have no idea why they charged me a $30 fee. I didn't even fight it or anything like that, but that was my own personal experience. So when it comes to that, I am going to recommend the Voyager app over the Crypto.com app. So if you haven't yet checked it out, I do have my referral code down below. So go ahead, sign up, check it out yourself, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So this round does go to Voyager.com. Okay, we're gonna have one final round, and pretty much whoever wins this round is gonna be our winner. So pretty exciting. You know, up to now, it's been neck to neck. This is gonna be the last round. Let's get right into it. For this last round, I've kind of created this real live scenario for you guys. If you see here on the left, we do have a Crypto.com, and then on the right, we do have Voyager over here. Now, both of these, I am going to go ahead and say that they both own $4,000, which remember, $4,000 worth of Crow would get you in this tier here, which is 3% cash back. And then this one over here is going to have $4,000 worth of VGX, which would get this certain account in the adventure tier, which is 1% cash back. But it's not as simple as that, okay? So don't tune out right away and say that this site is going to do better. Voyager does pay you for these $9,000 that you have sitting here, whereas Crypto.com would not pay you anything over here. Unless you stake them, right? And you don't want to stake because if you stake, well, you can't use them. So, all right, so both of these accounts have used $1,000, right? We're going to say that this is 1 month, and both of these accounts used $1,000 in that month, which would get them to $9,000 here and $9,000 there. We do see that Crypto.com, with their rewards, you would get $30 here, which would bring up your account to $9,030, whereas the Voyager account over here would pay you $10 cash back. Now, remember, the big thing here is that you do get paid for those $9,000 that were just sitting there. They are gaining interest. It's 9% interest, guys. That is huge, which means that your account at the end of the month would be at $9,077 with 50 cents, which is huge, right? So this kind of seems like an everyday scenario. You know, maybe I look at my cards and I spend around $1,000 a month, so that seems around average. I think this is the big edge that the Voyager card has, is that the money that you have sitting is earning you interest, which is huge. And for this reason, well, I am gonna have to say that the winner is Voyager. Voyager wins this round. Let's give them that tally, and it means that for this video, I am gonna announce Voyager the winner. But guys, this was a very, very tough battle. As we saw, they were very neck and neck. I think it really does depend on your certain situation. If you're someone that has a ton of capital, I mean millions and millions of dollars, and you're a huge spender, I think the obvious answer would be to go with maybe Crypto.com, because you really want to earn that cash back. If you're someone that is in a scenario like me where I'm still earning and trying to create, you know, my passive income and whatnot, and I want to generate more money, well then I would definitely recommend going with the Voyager card. I think it really does depend on where you are in your journey or what your certain situation is. I think for the average day viewer, for most people that are tuning into my videos, I'd say they're probably in a similar situation like myself. I would recommend the Voyager card. All right, guys, this is not financial advice or anything like that. But if you liked this video, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and smash that like button for me, please. And make sure that you subscribe down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I like to say, let's go to the moon together, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.